Let's go. Let's go. Finally we break the losing streak. It's about time. We finally break the losing streak. In profit, only $300 today, but you gotta do what you can, right? You gotta do what you can. So, sorry I didn't make a video on Monday and Tuesday. I did lose those days, but because I was in a big losing streak, I was really just down on myself, not feeling it. So I didn't make a video that day because I was so emotional and dealing with my emotions. I didn't think that you guys could learn from that because I was just making really bad mistakes. But I will show you my P&L of the past couple of weeks and show you the big losing streak that I've been on. And the black is red days and the white is positive days. So all of last week I was losing money like crazy. All of this week I was losing money like crazy. But today we took profit today, which is good. We were able to get in profit and hopefully end the losing streak. So tomorrow we can come in with a peace of mind and stay disciplined and end that losing streak officially so we can focus on the future and the process of just making money as much as I can so I can pay for college. Because this is my main job now. This is how I'm going to pay for college. So there's a little bit more stress over the summer because I am making this my job and this is my only source of income. So that puts a little bit more pressure on me to do well. And yes, this is a new setup. This is my mom's office that she uses for work, but she is at work right now in the office. So I am using her office and her webcam, everything, her whole setup. So this is a new setup. So don't get too used to this, but yeah, this is what I got going on for the day with this setup. It is really nice in here, I won't lie, but don't get too used to this. And I did move out from my dorm on Friday, so until the end of August, I will be here in my house, not necessarily in the setup, obviously, because it's my mom's, but I will be at my house, and I am home for the summer, so that is a big positive, and it's nice to be back in my own bed. It's super comfortable. It's getting hard to get out of bed in the morning, I'm not going to lie, but we still manage to get motivation and find a way to get up, and that's what I'm doing for you guys today. But trade recap. I will not show Monday or Tuesday because those are really bad trading days. I didn't lose a crazy amount. I tried to stay disciplined, but I still lost. I don't want you guys to learn from my bad habits or take in my bad habits. You can learn from them, but I feel like that's a waste of time because they're more of FOMO trades, and some trades were revenge trades that I eventually just had to close out at break even, which is best case scenario, but nothing that you guys can learn from there, so I'm not going to show that. But for now on, hopefully, even if I go on a big losing streak, I will show you guys every single trade and everything that I'm going through. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am going to give you the raw data, I guess you could say, of what's actually going on. So, no more of not making trades or not making videos when I'm not trading. So, you can rely on me for that. But for today, I did take a loss and a win. So 1 for 2 on the day with 50% win rate, but still the wins outweighed the losses for a small win day, but still a win is a win, right? I'm up about 300 on the day. I'll walk you through what I was going on, what I was looking for at the start of the day, and why I did what I did. So in the morning, I went on Forex Factory, saw that at 7:30 my time, so 8:30 Eastern, there was red folder news with PPI. So I marked that out here. This was a big candle news, which is usually a big liquidity zone and big liquidity sweeps and where you want to target. So with all that, go on to the 15-minute time frame, look at the big time frame. Imagine you don't see this. Okay, got it. All right, cool. So basically, at the start of market open, we were up here in the more like at the top of a bullish structure, which obviously I don't like because it's just not great for risk rewards. I had the possibility of looking for shorts all the way down here. So I marked out all these lows, and then I also marked out the highs because you got to be prepared for anything. But the main thing is that I took equilibrium of this huge structure that we got, the bullish structure that we got going on, and I took equilibrium of that because I thought maybe it's going to go lower, respect equilibrium, and then go higher, respect perfect order flow, bullish order flow. So I marked out equilibrium, which is what this line is right here. So coming into market open, I was really open for anything, but I was more leaning towards shorts. Because of the red folder news, it was a big candle lower. And then I also marked out the lows and highs of the news candle, so that's what that is. But I was bearish on the day looking for shorts, at least targeting equilibrium. And looking for shorts, there was no true setup in the morning. For me, yes, I could have taken this setup here, but it's just too early in the morning for me. And then once we came down and respected equilibrium, I was like we came down to equilibrium and it went straight up higher again. We respected it perfectly. I was like, okay, this is perfect bullish order flow. We're looking for longs now, so no shorts. And then we had this consolidation and broke out of that, and I wanted to see a displacement higher, but obviously we didn't get that right away. We had it a little bit later, but that's not good enough for an entry for me. I wanted to stay disciplined, but this is where the discipline goes away. So I got FOMO, and I traded against my bias, which is not what you should do. You should never trade against your bias and just wait and react to the market instead of predicting it. We had a little manipulation period here where this wick barely closed above this high, little manipulation, and then a displacement through the series of up close candle lows right there. And I was waiting for the second candle to go lower for a little bit more confirmation to take shorts. And I really thought that we were going to take out these lows as a little manipulation low, take out the manipulation for an internal sweep, targeting external highs to go higher. So I'm like, okay, I'll predict the manipulation for it to go lower. But that's the main problem. I tried to predict. I did not react to the market. And I went against my bias, which was also bullish. So I took shorts here at the candle closed of that, and stops at the manipulation high. Or I believe the entry was in the middle of this candle. Sorry. And then the stops at the manipulation high still, and take profit at the low right here for an internal sweep for a 1 to 3 risk reward. Obviously that didn't go well, and it went straight up after that, which is exactly what you like to see. So then I realized, okay, that was stupid. I don't know why I took a trade against my bias. That was really, really dumb. But then I saw a very small manipulation internally. Here, it took out the wicks low, and then it went and displaced through the series of down close candles. It closed above it. So I'm like, okay, perfect. This is a perfect entry. But because I was in this trade, still, the shorts, I didn't take it right away, and I didn't necessarily see it right away because I was looking for shorts. And then after I got closed out on this candle right here, I asked myself, I'm like, okay, would I be taking along here if I didn't just get into a trade? And I had to check my psychology and make sure it was right. So that's why I had a late entry. I just had to make sure I wasn't jumping right into a trade just because I lost a trade. I was trying to stay disciplined after a big losing streak, during a big losing streak, I guess you could say. So I did get in right at, the price was just above the open, and the stops at the manipulation low, and targets at the PPI candle high for about a 1 to 2. Not quite, but that's what I had going on. So I had a late entry, which isn't great. Could have had a much better risk to reward if I just didn't take that short. But you live and you learn. Got to learn from your mistakes. So instead, because I was in a big losing streak, instead of targeting this full high, which obviously, it just took it out right now. This full high, I was waiting for, or not waiting. I wanted to just put the stops at market open high, or sorry, not stops. Take profit at market open high and just take profit on the day. It was a 1 to 3, so I guess that means I entered right here. So it was a 1 to 3, so I was in profit about $300 on the day. I did have, so minus 1,000 and then plus 1,300, so plus 300 on the day. But with the big losing streak, the main reason that I think I was able to make money on the day is because I took a really, really big deep dive into my psychology over these past couple days because of the big losing streak. And what I learned and had to remind myself was, it's not about the P&L, it's about the process. And it doesn't matter how much you lose, if you have good execution and you don't get emotional and you take the same setup every time, you will be profitable in the long run, because you can still have a good execution and lose a trade and be happy about it. I know it sounds weird, but you got to be happy about it. So the main priority is execution, because I know over backtesting many, many years that my model is profitable and it works. So why stop now, I guess. So it's just about the execution and making not emotional decisions. So if you do make a winning trade with bad execution and have an emotional trade that somehow hit take profit, do not be happy about that. Go back, learn from your mistakes. Where did you go wrong? Should you have not taken that trade, whether it hit take profit or not? It's about the process. So don't attach yourself to the P&L. Attach yourself to the executions and how well you executed it, but still don't get emotional. Be disciplined, because that is the main difference between profitable traders and unprofitable traders. The main thing is that it's not about, another thing that I learned is, it's not about if the losing streak happens, it's about when. So a lot of people de-risk and just focus on the execution there so they don't get emotional. But I didn't want to do that because I'm still in the evaluation phase for the take profit trader, which sucks because I'm in the evaluation trap right now. But hopefully we can get out of it very, very soon and get funded and work towards being funded all through summer, June, July, August. That would be best case scenario. But first we got to pass the evaluation. So we'll see how that goes. But the main thing is being prepared for a losing streak, for when it happens, not if, when. Because it will happen. It happens to everybody. Every great trader has a massive losing streak at some point. It's just a matter of how they deal with it. And yeah, some profitable traders, after a big losing streak, they will quit. That is the main difference of people that really make it and truly be successful in this industry, is who can stick with it and remove their emotion entirely and strictly focus on their setup and not care about the P&L and what it does for you, and you have to strictly detach yourself from the P&L so you can not be emotional and make money and stick to your plan and overall make profit. And it doesn't matter how many you win in a row. because it can go the opposite direction and be losing that many in a row. So it's not about if a losing streak happens, it's about when, and you have to deal with that and know how to deal with that and know what to do in that situation. So that's the main thing that I took away from the deep dive into psychology, that I always thought, like, oh, how could I have a losing streak? If I have a losing streak, it's something I'm doing wrong, and like I'm just like switching up and I'm doing something wrong. But that's not necessarily the case all the time. So that was a good reminder. But another thing that really, really separates the good and bad traders is the good traders go back to their old trades and see what they're doing wrong. Like, let's say if I were to get off the charts right away, I would have to come back later and see what I did wrong on this trade and why did I do that? What was I thinking in the moment to make me do that? What could I have missed in the moment that I see now that made price go that way? Because the market is never wrong. The market is always right. It's always you that is wrong if you get it wrong. So that is something that you have to analyze your trades and see where you go wrong, learn from your mistakes. That's where okay traders and good traders get separated, and that's the big difference there. So with all that being said, I'm sorry on the last trade recap. I know I did not do the verse of the day. I know that now. In the moment, I forgot about it. So we are still doing verse of the days, and next time I am in a losing streak and losing a bunch of money, I will still show you guys my losses and where I went wrong with that instead of just not making trades. So I'm sorry about that. So going forward, no matter what, I will make a trade recap so you guys can learn from it and tell you where I went wrong and what I did wrong so you guys can stay away from that. So with all that being said, that's for the future. But right now is the verse of the day. And the verse of the day is Proverbs 3:20. And Proverbs 3:20 says, "Walk with the wise and become the wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." What does this mean? Walk with the wise and become the wise. Who you surround yourself with is who you become. If you surround yourself with good people who follow God and are disciplined and all this stuff, that's who you will become, and that's who you will be like. But if you surround yourself in people, for let's say an example for me, considering I'm a college kid, if I surround myself with a bunch of college kids that are obsessed with worldly desires and that's what they revolve their life around and that's what they do all day, and give in to worldly desires all the time, like drinking or partying or whatever it is, just falling into sin all the time and not even caring, that's what you are going to turn into, because a reflection of yourself is who you hang out around. So maybe that's a good reality check for you guys to just, if you feel you've been drifting away from God, maybe it's because you haven't been around people who have been close to God and stayed disciplined with you and held you accountable. So walk with the wise and become the wise. Surround yourself with good people so you become a good person. And what I mean by good people is follow God and relying on Him and staying disciplined and reading your Bible and going to church, whatever it is. So, yeah, get a community that can follow God. And I know it's hard to find those people sometimes, but it's just a matter of time. But one last thing I will say for psychology is, I know I've said this before, 1% of traders make it. 99% fail. You can't do it alone. Rely on God. So that was another big thing that I was doing before. After all those losing days, after I would go read my Bible, spend time with God, rely on Him. Yes, I might slip up and be second-guessing myself and just being doubtful, but in the end, you have to trust in God's plan, because maybe that's something that I can learn from. The losing streak is something that I needed to learn from and learn from my mistakes and be humbled instead of being all super high with the P&L and all this stuff. So maybe I needed it and just got to trust in God's plan. So that's what I'm reminding myself right now is God doesn't give you what you want. He gives you what you need. So maybe I needed this and I can't see it right now, and I'm just going to have to see it in the future, and it's something that I have to go through. So that's something that I have to be okay with going forward. And yes, it could have slowed the process down, not making potential money now, but it doesn't matter because I will be doing it in the future. It's just a matter of when. So trust in God's plan. God didn't put the day trading dream in your mind if He didn't think you could do it. And yes, I am not perfect. Obviously, you can see that from my losing streak. Massive losing streak. This is not good. I am not perfect, but I am somebody that you can learn from and learn trading strategy from to do better. Yes, I am also not a perfect Christian where I should be spreading the word, acting like I'm amazing when I'm not. I'm just like you guys. I sin all the time. I slip up all the time. I do all these things. I shouldn't necessarily be doing this, but it's the effort that counts. And yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not a preacher. I'm never going to go lead a ceremony sometime. Maybe I will. I don't know. But I'm trying. I'm trying to do my best, and I'm not perfect, but I'm okay with that. And if this is God's purpose for me to spread the word just through trading and giving a verse a day and helping you guys achieve your great dreams while relying on God and getting closer with God, then I will do that. And if that helps even one person throughout all my time of doing this, I will do that. But that's what I'm here to do with this channel. Just to help other people. That's the main goal. Become financially free and have freedom so you can spend time however you want. Maybe you want to spend more time with your family. Maybe you want to just have more free time and go on traveling, which is what I want to do. I want to travel through the world, see God's creations, and not be stuck to a 9-to-5 my whole life. So that's the main reason I got into trading. But yeah, so just find God in whatever you do, and trust in God's plan. But that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. So with that being said, I will post every single time I make a trade, and I won't sell you guys short anymore. So I'm sorry I did that in the past, but just, yeah. So it's a good reminder. Big psychology day today, to focus on all of that. So learn from my mistakes. And yes, I could have had full TP here, it looks like, but it's not a big deal. Can't have FOMO. Only do what you can do. So, yeah. Just, I know I'm a broken record, but learn from my mistakes. That's why I'm on here. But also learn from what I do well. Learn from your mistakes. Analyze your trades. See where you went wrong. But mainly trust in God's plan and stay disciplined. Yeah, I should be back tomorrow with another trade, but more trade recaps coming, so you can count on me for that.